Let's look at Chapter 11, Lesson 3 Review. From 1 through 10, use a set of Cuisenaire rods. If you don't have rods, just wait and I'll show you what it will look like. Number 1, which rod is equivalent to half of an orange? The orange rod is at the bottom, so I need to figure out what's half of that. There are 10 rods all together, so I know that half of 10 is 5, so I need to figure out what's the 5th rod. The yellow rod is going to be the 5th rod, so I would write yellow. Which rod is equivalent to 1/3 of the blue? I know that the blue rod is the 9th rod, so I know that that would be 9, and 1/3 of that would be the 3rd rod, or 3/9. The 3rd rod is going to be green. Which rod is equivalent to 1/4 of the brown rod? The brown rod is the 8th rod, so 1/4 of 8 would be the 2nd rod, which is going to be red. Which rod is equivalent to 2/3 of the blue rod? Well, I know that 1/3 was 3/9, so 2/3 would be 6/9. The 6th rod is going to be the dark green. Which rod is equivalent to 1/8 of the brown rod? Well, I know that the brown rod is just the 8th rod, so 1/8 would be the white rod. Which rod is equivalent to 2/4 of the brown rod? Well, I know that 2/4 is 1/2. The brown rod is 8, so half of 8 is going to be 4. So the 4th one is going to be the purple rod. Now it says which rod is 3/10 of the orange rod. Well, that means the 3rd out of 10, which would be the green rod. Which rod is equivalent to 4/5 of the orange rod? Well, I know that the orange rod is the 10th rod, so I got that by multiplying it by 2. So 4 times 2 is going to be 8, which means that's going to be the brown rod because it's the 8th rod. Which rod is equivalent to 3/4 of the brown rod? Well, I know that the brown rod is the 8th rod. 3/4 of that would be 6. So the 6th rod is going to be the dark green rod. Which rod is equivalent to 2/3 of the dark green rod? Well, I know the dark green rod's the 6th one. 2/3 would make that 4/6. So the 4th one is going to be purple. Problem solving. Solve the problem, explain your answer. It takes the school cafeteria staff 10 minutes to make 25 lunches. They begin to prepare lunches at 10:15 a.m. and they have 200 lunches to prepare. At what time will they finish? Well, I'm going to take 200 and divide it by 25 so I know how many 10 minutes it's going to take. And I know that's going to go in 8 times evenly, so that means that it's going to take 8 10 minutes. And I know that 8 10 minutes is going to equal 80 minutes. So I know that 80 minutes is going to be 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to add 1 hour to 10:15, and that would make that 11:15. And then 11:15 plus 20 minutes is going to equal 11:35. So they would finish cooking at 11:35. This is the diagram that I wanted to show you, but couldn't until we went to the next page. So if you were having trouble at finding out the different fractional pieces, you can use this picture in order to help you visualize what's going on. The orange rod is the 10th rod, and the white rod is the 1st rod. So you can go back and you can count up to see what each rod would be. By knowing the rod's number, you can easily find the different fractional pieces.